Okay, this is a rig I built summer 2019. Just take the glass side panel off. Oh, you can hear the difference in the airflow with that off. Anyway, so it's Ryzen 5 3600X, 6 core, 12 threads, NVIDIA graphics card, water block to two 120mm rad. So we've got 120mm, 120, 120 in, 120, 120 out. We've got two 120s at the bottom, sucking in from underneath. There's about 2cm gap underneath. It's on a hard surface, the tower is, so it sucks up into the fan there and a fan there onto the GPU. That plate also gets hot, and the CPU water block gets hot as well. So these two 120s here go over the graphics card, over the RAM, CPU, chipset, along with these at the bottom, and the fans and the GPU all vent out the back through the PCI slots here, and that 120, when it's running under full whack, it's like an electric heater behind here. The air is really hot. Separation here, just a piece of cardboard. So the rad here, the radiator, two 120s, variable spin rates depending on CPU load. But behind the tower on the other side, behind these, there's vents, and there's a power supply there. So these two, the power supply, all sucking in through the vents at the other side. This 120 is going that way, and that 120 is exhausting out the back. So it's all great airflow there. I put this in myself just to separate it because the GPU kicks out a lot of heat. So I didn't want it dirtying the air at the top where the rad is for the CPU. Make it so it can cool the CPU as effectively as possible. And there's the cooling setup. It's a fairly cheap tower actually. You don't have to have the lights on, you can turn the lights whatever colour you want, to be honest. I just have them red, same as a keyboard. But there we have it. Firmware update just happened, which is allowing me to overclock it a bit better now than I could before. Just turn it off so you can see the boot lights. So we have boot lights there, so when you overclock him, it can fail on RAM, CPU, whatever. When you turn it on, we got orange for RAM, red for CPU, white for VGA, green for boot. So watch those lights: RAM, CPU, VGA, boot, and a single beep means everything's okay. Better than one long beep, I tell you. So I've just been overclocking it, tweaking it with the latest firmware, and it's running sweet now. 505 on Cinebench 20 single core, that's 3000, 4000, 3800 on multi-core. It's not bad. Just waiting for next gen graphics cards now. Perhaps PCI Gen 4 M.2, maybe 2 and RAID. Keep up with the PS5 I/O rates then for future games. And there we have it. Actually, when you put a side on, you can hear the fans change the sound and pitch, because with the side on, it seals it, and you get a proper exhausted airflow out the back then. So you can hear the difference. You can certainly hear a difference. Now you can feel this airflow out the back now from these two 120s. A lot of work to do. But yeah, when it's running the full whack, really hot, the air is behind here. It's like an electric heater. There we have it.